On this episode of Cooking with Chef BLOVE, we're going to prepare for you a peach and apple empanada. We're going to begin by taking the skin off of the apple. Today we're using a red and a green apple. Any apple that you use is fine. Just take the skin off. We're using a vegetable peeler. You can get a vegetable peeler from your Target, Kmart, Walmart, the dollar store, which happens to be my favorite store. Yes, 99 cents works for me. Once we get the skin off, we're going to also core the apple. You can just basically take the core out by peeling each side of the apple off and remove the core that way, or you can get a device that actually removes the core from you from any culinary type of store. We're going to do a small dice on the apple. We want a small dice because we're going to stuff these along with the peaches into our empanada shells. Now in this pot we have the canned peaches that we diced along with the apples that we diced as well, and we're placing these with a little bit of butter in the pot just to get them softened up. We're also using for our empanada shells wonton skins. We'll explain more on that later. Now in this pot we also have brown sugar, we have cinnamon, we have butter, and we're going to also add some balsamic vinegar. We're using white balsamic vinegar, but you can use brown if you don't have white. And you just use enough balsamic vinegar to cover it, and once that gets thick with a little bit of cornstarch, we're going to put this inside of this wonton skin, form a dumpling, and we're going to place it into the fryer. Now these wonton skins, you can find these at any Asian section of your grocery store. We're going to fill these with this filling, which consists of some canned peaches that we dice along with the apples, and also some butter. I'm using Parquet, baby. Some apple pie spice, which is sugar, cinnamon, and salt. Some brown sugar from my favorite place, Trader Joe's. And we also use balsamic vinegar, and we just let that rip, and we made it thick by adding a little bit of cornstarch. A little bit goes a long way. Now again, these wonton wrappers, you can find them in the ethnic or the Asian section of your grocery store. I'm going to place a little bit of the filling in the center of each of the wonton skin, but before we do that, in order to seal everything, we're going to place this egg wash concoction that I've made, which is basically just a scrambled egg with a little bit of water. And you normally would want to use your pastry brush, but I know most people don't, so I wanted to show you the basic easy way. Take what God gave you, baby, and use your index finger. You want to coat each side of the wonton skin. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Coat each side of the wonton skin. It's trying to get away from me, but you can't run, you can't hide. Chef BLOVE, gotcha. Let me wipe my finger off my trusty dish towel. And we're going to take the filling and we're going to place it in the center of each of the wontons. I'll say about a half of a tablespoon. You don't want to place too much because you want these to fold over once you make the empanada easily. You don't want anything spewing or spilling out the side when you go to fry them. So just about a half of a tablespoon in each of the wonton skins. Now once you've done that, you're going to want to make sure that you secure each wonton skin, and how we do that is that we fold them in half and they form a triangle. Once the triangle is formed, we're going to press down on each side, which there's only two sides, it's a square. And we folded it in half, so press down on both sides. And another way that we're going to do this to make sure that it's sealed is pick it up, and we're going to do it again on each side. And the third step to ensure that it's definitely sealed is that we're going to take a fork and we're going to crimp down and press down on the sides. So let's just use the same fork that we had to scramble up our egg wash. We'll crimp that. Make sure you wipe the fork before you do this step. Press down and crimp the other side. And we'll repeat the same process on each wonton. Place this one on the tray and that baby is ready to go. And as you already seen, the oil is waiting for us. It's already heating up in the deep fryer, or just a small fryer, not even really a deep fryer. Repeating the same steps, we folded it over. We're gonna press down on each side. We're gonna crimp it with our trusty fork. Those are our 3 steps to ensure that it's sealed. This is step 3. Crimp it, seal it. Let's go, baby. We're ready to fry these things up. Drop them in. Don't overcrowd the fryer or your pot. You can use a regular pot with oil. The fryer is set at 350. They're gonna go for about 5 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes per side. We have something that's done actually. We're just letting these dry up on the paper towel. They start to puff up once they start to cook. And once they start to brown on one side, you're just gonna rotate them over. You're gonna let them cook on the other side. And again, you don't wanna overcrowd the fryer or overcrowd the pot if you're just using a regular pot. And that baby, to me, looks like he's saying, feed me! Yes, even babies cannot resist the culinary magic of Chef BLOVE. So once these are done, I really wish you guys could smell and I wish you could taste. I just had to sneak a taste, sorry. Yeah, chef's gotta do what a chef's gotta do. But it's that peach, it's the apple, it's the balsamic, and it's the brown sugar, and the cornstarch helped it to thicken up. So it's just a nice hot pastry type of pie, empanada, just a whole conglomerate of things. So to plate it, we simply just take a small saucer. I said saute. Saucer, man, saucer. Take a little powdered sugar. That's why I can't talk. Too much of the vino. Took a little bit of the powdered sugar and we sprinkled a bit on top. Now we're gonna use some zest from this lemon. We're gonna zest this on top of the empanada and the powdered sugar, just a little bit for now because we're gonna put a little bit more at the end of all of the plating. Now we're gonna take a little bit of whipped cream. This is just some store-bought whipped cream. You can use any type of whipped cream, homemade whipped cream, Cool Whip, whatever you feel. Add a little bit of mint. That piece don't look too hot. Let's do another piece. That piece looks good. See, when you're eating, it's all about presentation. You eat with your eyes first. Make sure that's right. So very simply, now we're just gonna add a little bit more of the zest from the lemon, and we just zest that on top, very simply, and it just give the plate a little bit more of a pop. And there you have it, Chef BLOVE's peach and apple empanada with mint and whipped cream and lemon zest. Thank you guys for tuning in. Chef BLOVE.